Do you have kids already? Do you have a visa? Or are you still a virgin? How old are you really? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Filipina Des here. You might wonder what those questions are for. Well guys, in this video, I'm going to explain to you and give you just authentic, honest, and no sugarcoating answers to those questions. And why do you need to ask these questions to that Filipina you are chatting right now? One of the questions that you need to ask first is, does she have any authentic live birth certificate? I know it might sound crazy, like, is there any person or Filipino who doesn't have any birth certificate? Guys, to tell you the truth, it is very common here in my country that a person might not have an authentic live birth certificate. Why is this so important? Is it because in all of our transactions here, especially when applying for a job and applying for a passport, we need that document, and they require the authentic copy of our live birth certificate. You might think that, oh, that's not going to be a problem because I have money and I can help her get her authentic live birth certificate. Guys, I'm telling you, that is just very easy to say, but here, if she doesn't have any birth certificate at all, like she doesn't know where she was born, she doesn't know the exact date of her birth date, or probably there's no proof that is the exact date of her birth date, then you will have a problem in the future when you apply a visa for her or when she applies for a passport. Now, that document, this authentic live birth certificate, is very important because you will know here what is her real age and if she's really telling you the truth about her age. Now, if she's gonna tell you, oh, I don't have any birth certificate, then you can ask her first, what happened? Why don't you have that important document, which is very, very important, guys. One common reason why a Filipina doesn't have any authentic live birth certificate is because the parents or her parents neglected that part. For example, her mother gave birth and then the father ran away, like that. So a lot of children here they do not have their own live birth certificate. Not the copy, guys. Not the copy that you can just get from our social security office, but the authentic one, the original, the copy that gives you the proof of her real age and her real name, of course. I'm not saying here that do not date or get to know a Filipino who doesn't have any authentic live birth certificate. What I'm trying to say here is a government issued ID is very important as well. So this is the next question you might want to ask her. Do you have at least one government issued ID? Let's cross out here the barangay ID, because the barangay ID, it's not really a major type of ID that can be used for bank transactions, other remittance transactions and remittance centers. So the government issued IDs are more, should I say, more powerful than the barangay IDs, because the government issued ones are, it requires birth certificate. So if she doesn't have any government issued ID, you can consider that as a red flag, because how can she get, for example, she is receiving remittances from abroad, but how come that she could get the remittances or the money but she doesn't have any government issued IDs? So that could be a red flag there, because she can use other person to claim remittances, or a Filipina, I'm not telling that you're Filipinas like that, a Filipina who doesn't have any government issued ID can just ask another person to do this transaction for her, and most likely she can scam people. There is no harm in asking a Filipina questions like this. Actually, there is no problem on what type of question you would ask, but the problem is How do you ask these questions and how mature that Filipina is? Okay guys, so as a promise, here are the list of Philippine government issued IDs. So for example, in Western Union, they require passport, government office GOCC driver's license. They also have a PRC ID, or the Professional Regulation Commission ID, National Bureau of Investigation clearance, or NBI clearance. They also have postal ID, voters ID, government service insurance system ID, GSIS, e-card, employment ID, and there are more here. SSS ID. Also for student, they require student ID for students 16 to 21 years old. They also have the UMID, which is the Unified Multipurpose ID, which was issued just even before national ID, but right now we have now the national ID. Also, TIN ID is very important. Taxpayers, or the tax identification number ID. Barangay certification is different from barangay ID. Okay, so PhilSys, Phil ID, national ID. Yes, those are the major IDs, or the IDs considered here. For example, in Metro Bank, they require the account holders to submit any of the following government-issued IDs. So just expect, for example, you wanna help her open a bank account. She needs to have at least two. Yeah. So in Metro Bank, they require passport, driver's license as well, UMID, SSS, voters ID, PRC ID, postal ID 10, and just check the list here. So as you can see, there's no barangay ID there because it's not that, really that reliable. Anyone can get any barangay ID. Yeah. So just pause this part if you want to check the list, because I cannot read all of them. It's going to be time consuming. So see you guys in the next video. Bye.